Alright everyone, so in the previous video we have discussed about the neighboring regions. We have talked about Nepal, Burma, Afghanistan. Now our focus would be on Sindh, Punjab and Awadh. Okay, the last set that we have to cover in the expansion and consolidation. Let's see the British expansion in North India. How did this happen? Now see that you have already understood कि majorly they have already covered like मराठास और ये सब major powers ठीक है cover कर लिया था उन्होंने. अब उनको समझ nearby also they covered. So in the Indian side what was left? This northern and the slight northwestern region. Let's see how the conquest of Sindh happened. During this time 1770s or 1780s, Sindh region was captured by a Baluch tribe. Baluchistan जो region है ना अभी का. So by a Baluch tribe जिसका नाम था तालपुरास. ठीक है, and the leader was Mir Fatah Ali Khan. Earlier the region was ruled by Kalora chiefs. लेकिन आपको बस इसलिए नाम से I am making you familiar because they do ask match the following questions nowadays in prelims. But it was initially captured by the Baluch tribe Talpuras. Now after the death of this leader Mir Fatah Ali Khan, what happened? The entire region was shared by 4 brothers of his जिनको अपने को ये बोलते थे 4 यार, and they used to call themselves as the Amirs or the Lords of Sindh कि अब हम ही हैं जो भी हैं. ठीक है, and they started to extend on all the sides of Sindh to have greater control. Now what happened? In 18th century, Napoleon from France was also, that we have seen earlier also, was also conspiring to have control in India, and he was conspiring with Tipu Sultan also. This we have seen in the case of Mysore also. Now when he was conspiring with Tipu Sultan to invade the northwestern side of India, Lord Minto, who was the viceroy then, of course got alarmed by this कि ये तो होने नहीं देना है. ठीक है, so he immediately sent 4 diplomatic missions in different regions of northwestern. Now we are not seeing the 3 other missions because that is not related to this, but the 4th mission was sent to Sindh and the person responsible for the mission was Nicholas Smith. उनके अंडर में ये मिशन भेजा गया. ठीक है, to have friendly relations with these regions so that France का कोई dominance नहीं हो etc. Now because that was sent, so in 1809 treaty of eternal friendship was signed. Eternal, ठीक है, आप सोचिए नाम कैसा रखा गया. Was signed with the Amirs of Sindh. These Amirs who promised not to allow the French to settle in Sindh. इन्होंने बोला that okay we will not allow France to settle here, and later the treaty was also extended and they said that okay now we will not even allow the Americans to settle here. ठीक है, तो वो और यूज़ करते चले गए. 1832 में कर्नल पॉटिंगर वॉज सेंट बाय विलियम बेंटिक टू सिंध. अब यहाँ पर क्या हुआ? विलियम बेंटिक वॉज द नेक्स्ट पर्सन और इन्होंने कर्नल को सिंध भेजा. यहाँ पर इन्होंने जब सिंध भेजा तो व्हाट डिड ही से दैट यू गो एंड साइन अ कमर्शियल ट्रीटी विद दीज आर्मीज ऑफ सिंध, एंड एज पर दिस दे अलाउड अ फ्री पैसेज टू द इंग्लिश ट्रैवलर्स. तो फ्रांस और अमेरिकन के लिए तो मना ही कर दिया, बट नाउ विद द हेल्प ऑफ दिस कमर्शियल ट्रीटी they were allowing a free passage to the English travelers and the merchants through the Sindh region, and also they allowed that we will let you use the Indus river क्योंकि वहीं से Indus flow कर रही होती है for the commercial purposes. ठीक है, this happened by the next treaty, the next commercial treaty that was signed in 1832. But till here we are not as such seeing any problem between Sindh and English, right? That why did they annex it? फाइनली अभी तो ये हो रहा है कि रिलेशंस बनाए टू स्टॉप द अदर पावर्स एंड टू मेक देयर वेज बिकॉज दे अंडरस्टूड दिस रीजन इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. इंडस से कमर्शियल फ़ायदा हो रहा है एंड द ट्रेड एंड द ट्रैवलिंग पर्पज ऑल्सो दे आर गेटिंग दैट प्रॉफिट. Now the next governor general Lord Auckland, now he started to see Sindh from a larger perspective, not just in the near vicinity. He started to see Sindh from a very larger perspective, and he saw that we can actually use it for defense in the case of any kind of Russian threat. तो उसने और उस एंगल से उसको देखना शुरू करा. एंड वाई डिड ही अंडरस्टैंड? बिकॉज रशियन थ्रेट का तो एक खतरा इनको बना ही हुआ था. सो ही फेल्ट दैट इट इज़ नाउ वेरी मच नीडेड दैट वी हैव द एनेक्सेशन ऑफ दिस रीजन ऑल्सो, बिकॉज एनेक्सेशन ऑफ अफगानिस्तान की भी बात उसी वक्त चल रही थी. सो ये अंडरस्टूड कि यहाँ पर अफगानिस्तान के साथ साथ में सिंध का भी कंट्रोल अब हमारे लिए ज़रूरी है, नहीं तो रशियन थ्रेट जो है वो आ सकता है. So hence Sindh was conquered to counter Russia also. Then Sindh was also conquered due to the commercial benefits जो हमने देखा coming from the Indus region and the nearby. Then later British Governor General जो थे Lord Ellenborough in 1842, he added another reason to have this control over the Sindh region because he believed in the idea that whatever English prestige they lost or they suffered during the first Afghan war, वो कहते हैं ना मुंह की खानी पड़ी थी इनको during the first Afghan war, अभी we have seen in the previous class. So whatever loss was suffered, he wanted to compensate that in the case of Sindh and Punjab. This I had told you in the previous video, and I told that please remind this point, remember this point, and you will have to recall this one again. This is what happened. So there were several reasons for the conquest of Sindh. Then another incident happened. What happened? Ranjit Singh from Punjab, because they are nearby regions, so he captured a town on the frontier of the Sindh, and the East India Company forced the Amirs, जो ये Amirs है उनको force करा to sign a subsidiary treaty in 1839. उसने बोला कि एक subsidiary treaty तुम हमारे साथ मजबूरी में sign करो in 1839. The problem was that the Amirs had not asked for any help. They were not willing to take help. They had not even asked help from the British. But the British intentionally went to them and asked them कि हम आपको help करेंगे, आप subsidiary alliance sign करो. And why did they ask for they offered the help? क्योंकि रंजीत सिंह ने एक town capture कर लिया था. So when the Punjab ruler captured a town on the frontier of the Sindh, the British saw an opportunity that now we can have a control over here. So the British, without any interest of the Amirs, ज़बरदस्ती subsidiary alliance उनसे sign करवाने की बात की and also asked them to accept a British resident at Hyderabad. Now 1843 में क्या हुआ? Sindh was finally annexed after a brief campaign. ठीक है, अब यहाँ पर annexation जो है वो शुरू होने लगा. And after a brief campaign they had this final annexation. धीरे धीरे conquest करना शुरू किया था, but धीरे धीरे annexation पे पहुँच गए. And finally जो campaign हुआ led by Sir Charles Napier, finally they just annexed it under total control, and certain battles related to it is Battle of Miani and Dave. And in 1847 Sindh was made part of the Bombay Presidency. Okay, so this is about the annexation of let's say the conquest of Sindh. Moving ahead with the conquest of Punjab. Now what happened in the case of Punjab? Now the story of the Punjab from let's say you talk about from the time of Gurus till Ranjit Singh, ये हमने कब करा है? जब हमने देखा था कि इमर्जेंस ऑफ डिफरेंट स्टेट्स की हमने जो बात की थी, राइज ऑफ रीजनल स्टेट्स, वहाँ हमने पंजाब को लेके ऑलरेडी बात किया हुआ था. नाउ व्हाट वी हैव टू सी इज दैट हाउ दे came into this clash with the British and how the wars happened, Anglo wars happened. So firstly we'll understand about the situation in Punjab after Ranjit Singh, ठीक है, जिनकी डेथ हो गई 1839 में. ही वॉज अ वेरी केपेबल रूलर, लेकिन इनके डेथ के बाद कुछ चीज़ें जो हैं वो बिगड़ती और बदलती चली गई. नाउ व्हाट हैपेंड? फर्स्टली देयर वाज पॉलिटिकल इंस्टेबिलिटी. देयर वाज नो क्लियर कट पिक्चर दैट हु इज़ गोइंग टू बी द नेक्स्ट महाराजा. कोर्ट फैक्शंस होने लगे, बंटवारा होने लगने की बात होने लगी. जो इनके कुछ बेटे जो सक्सेसर्स की तरह हु स्टार्टेड टू बिकम दी महाराजा, धीरे धीरे जब उनकी भी डेथ हो गई, सम इम्पॉर्टेंट जनरल्स ऑफ हिज टाइम दे ऑल्सो डाइड. Then of course because of so much of chaos happening, there was payment irregularity in the army which led to indiscipline. So you can see that political front pe, military front pe, every kind of thing, the situation in Punjab was very very disturbed at that point of time. So the English definitely they wanted to have a control over this Punjab region, so they were very cleverly and very closely watching whatever was happening in Punjab. So all the Punjab happenings they were watching because they were anyways attracted by the region because it was so fertile of a land. Now under Harding, ठीक है, गवर्नर जनरल जो थे, the East India Company troops in Punjab and Sindh, they were being trained and उस region को ये लोग क्या करते थे, fortify कर देते थे. Now the Sikhs were not happy with the way the East India Company was dealing with them. So to the Sikhs, this British move appeared more as an act of aggression rather than defense, because they were claiming that we are fortifying the region for defense, ताकि कोई और आके कब्जा ना कर ले, या we do not face any kind of attack or something. But the Sikhs understood that, or they felt that the British, their move of doing this fortification, training, etc., this is not about defense, this is more about act of aggression. Aggressively हम ये काम कर रहे हैं. So the Sikh troops led by Lal Singh crossed the Satluj, took offensive action against the English troops, and they were commanded by Sir Hugh Goh. अब यहाँ पर क्या हुआ, दिसंबर 1845 में हार्डिंग फाइनली डिक्लेयर्ड, और लेट्स से उन्होंने ये बात बोली कि बिकॉज द सिक्स नाउ हैव these troops, they have crossed Satluj and they are taking offensive action against the English troops against us, we are considering it as a scenario wherein we would clearly say that the Sikh has waged war. बट डिक्लेयर किसने करा, डिक्लेयर तो इंग्लिश के साइड से किया गया. तो ही जस्ट टुक इट एज एन अपॉर्चुनिटी दैट बिकॉज दे आर क्रॉसिंग एंड दे आर टेकिंग एक्शंस अगेंस्ट अस, वी आर डेफिनेटली डिक्लेयरिंग वॉर और मेकिंग वॉर डिक्लेरेशंस, एंड द वॉर बिगैन बिटवीन इंग्लिश एंड सिख. What are the causes of the Anglo-Sikh War? So firstly, very important that the British definitely desired to expand their influence, this though we have seen, and control over the Punjab region, because it was the only remaining formidable force जो बच रहा था, एक important force. It was the only remaining force that could threaten the British hold in India, and it was the last remaining independent kingdom which was not under the influence of the British. ये last बच रहा था, ठीक है. Then some other reasons like glorious wealth of the kingdom of Punjab, political instability in Punjab, so things were very easy for them to capture after the death of Maharaja Ranjit Singh, indiscipline of the Khalsa army, instigating role of Major Broadfoot. Now who was this person? He was the political agent of the East India Company deployed in Punjab in 1843. He used to instigate saying that see, the situation in Punjab is so disturbing and we need to take control, etc, etc. Then English also attempted to regain the prestige, the same point that has come in the Sindh factor also, because they had lost or they had suffered that reputation during the first Afghan war. So they wanted to just compensate by conquesting Sindh and the Punjab region. So what happened in the case of First Anglo-Sikh War, 45-46? 4 successive battles were fought between the British and the Sikh army at Mudki, Firozshah, Badowal and Aliwal. So these are just the other names of the battles, but the most important and the decisive was the 5th battle, which was the Battle of Sabarao, 1846 February. Now here what happened, their own people, Lal Singh and Teja Singh from the Punjab army, they came out to be treacherous, ठीक है, इन्होंने धोखा दिया and they gave all critical information to the British. So of course, because of which what would happen, Sikhs would be defeated. That is what happened, ठीक है. If you can recall Battle of Plassey, something similar story happened there. So after defeat of the Sikhs, what happened, the British occupied Lahore region and they forced the Sikhs to sign Treaty of Lahore. Because of this Treaty of Lahore in 1846 that was signed, there were certain provisions. For example, the Maharaja had to give up all the territories lying to the south of Satluj to the British. War indemnity या compensation जो है वो उनको pay करना पड़ा, because they couldn't fully pay it, so they had to give some additional territories of like Kashmir, Hazara, etc. also to the British. The minor son of Maharaja Ranjit Singh, who was Dalip Singh, उसको बनाया गया, who was accepted as the king, and because minor son थे, तो who was the regent या regent जिसको बोलते हैं, like somebody who would act as a guardian, was Queen Jindal. Then Wazir or kind of a prime ministerial post was given to Lal Singh and Sir Henry Lawrence, because he only helped धोखा दे करके, and Sir Henry Lawrence was made the British resident at Lahore. But the problem was that यहाँ जो additional territory थी, especially of Kashmir, the British sold it. उन्होंने क्या करा, उस कश्मीर की territory को to some other person named as Gulab Singh बेच दिया. So Sikhs did not like it, that how could you just sell Kashmir? You got it from us, that is okay, but then you sold it also. They did not like it. So the Sikhs revolted under Lal Singh. Even Lal Singh at this time did not like it. So they revolted under Lal Singh, and of course they got suppressed because British power was very, you would say, superior here. So now because they got suppressed, they had to sign another treaty. So Treaty of Bhairov was signed with Dalip Singh, जो आपका minor राजा था. यहाँ पर क्या हुआ, जो ये रानी की गार्जियनशिप थी, रीजेंट जो थी, सो गार्जियनशिप ऑफ रानी जिंदन जो है, इट गॉट एंडेड और उनको बस पेंशनर बना के छोड़ दिया गया. Then they appointed a council of 8 Sikh chiefs under the British resident chairmanship. Also a permanent British army के लिए बोला गया was to be placed at Lahore until Dalip Singh becomes a major. जब तक ये राजा मेजर नहीं बन जाता यानी एडल्ट नहीं बन जाता तब तक जो है वो परमानेंट ब्रिटिश आर्मी रखी जाएगी लाहौर में एंड दैट विल टेक केयर ऑफ एवरीथिंग. तो मतलब इस राजा का होना नहीं होना वॉज एक्चुअली ऑफ नॉट सिग्निफिकेंस देन. So how did the second Anglo-Sikh war happen? What happened in this case? So after this treaty of Bharovall, the British resident became the virtual ruler of Punjab, as you can see. जो आपको आर्मी रखी जाएगी यहाँ जो रेसिडेंट होगा वही वर्चुअल रूलर बन गया एंड एवरी डिसीजन अबाउट फर्दर थिंग्स वाज टेकन बाय हिम. So he had now got unlimited and military powers, civil and military powers. And he started, of course with the help of other people, started to give very inhuman treatment to this Rani Jindan. एक तो पहले ही her guardianship was taken away. She was just reduced to the post of a pensioner. And now the way she was being treated वो बहुत ही ख़राब था, to which the Sikhs resented. They were not happy with the way she was being treated. So the immediate context for the second Anglo-Sikh war was this Multan governor. So the Multan region में पंजाब वाले मुल्तान रीजन में जो वहाँ के गवर्नर थे मुलराज, ही वॉज रिप्लेस्ड बाय अ न्यू सिख गवर्नर ओवर द इशू ऑफ इंक्रीज इन एनुअल रेवेन्यू. कुछ अपना इंटरनल इशू रहा और इसको हटा दिया गया और इसको रिप्लेस कर दिया गया बाय अनदर गवर्नर. नाउ ही डिड नॉट ऑफ कोर्स accept it, so he revolted and murdered 2 English officers, and he was these officers were accompanying the new governor, this new governor, so they were just accompanying him. मुलराज ने उनको मार दिया. Now here the national uprising started in Punjab because British को अब इनके अगेंस्ट चले जाता क्योंकि इंग्लिश ऑफिसर्स को मार दिया गया. ठीक है, तो आपको दिख रहा है कि लड़ाई पूरी हो रही है. तो लॉर्ड डलहाउजी just saw this opportunity and he declared war and he understood कि सिक्स को अपने कंट्रोल में लाना पड़ेगा ही, नहीं तो things will go out of hand. So 3 battles that were fought here was Ramnagar battle which was indecisive, Chilianwala battle which was again indecisive, but the battle of Gujarat fought in February 1849 was a decisive battle. Here the Sikh army was defeated and they had to surrender before the English which was led by Charles Napier. This battle also led to the annexation of Punjab because they got defeated. Dalip Singh was pensioned, उसको भेज दिया गया बाहर पढ़ाने वढ़ाने के लिए, and they asked to set up a board of commissioners so that they can govern the Punjab region, and now Punjab was made part of the British Empire. This board that was made then, it was nullified, matlab it got ended in 1853 and Punjab was placed under a chief commissioner. The first chief commissioner of Punjab was John Lawrence, जो पहले एक बार गवर्नर जनरल थे. Let's understand थोड़ा सा evaluation या significance of the Anglo-Sikh wars, especially जो second के बाद हुआ, मतलब सेकेंड एंग्लो सिख वॉर के बाद जो कंडीशंस रही उससे क्या होता है. सो यू हैव टू रिमेंबर मैसूर के साथ 4 वॉर्स, मराठास के साथ 3 वॉर्स एंड सिक्स के साथ 2 वॉर्स. ठीक है, दिस इज़ द रेशियो 4:3:2. मैसूर, मराठास एंड सिक्स. व्हाट हैपेंड इन दिस केस? सो ऑफकोर्स द ब्रिटिश फ्रंटियर्स गॉट एक्सटेंडेड, उनकी टेरिटरी बढ़ गई. दे गॉट द फेमस पासेस ऑफ नॉर्थ वेस्ट एरिया अंडर देयर ओन प्रोटेक्शन. नो लीगल मोरल जस्टिफिकेशन वॉज गिवन बाई डलहाउजी टू अनेक्स पंजाब. जब भी उसने दिया है, ठीक है, ये जो भी रीज़न यहाँ पर दिया कि चलो ठीक है एनेक्स कर लेते हैं, या जो भी बात की गई कि चलो हमें अब एनेक्स कर लेना चाहिए और सिचुएशन अब ऐसी ख़राब हो गई है, द पॉइंट वॉज कि यू नो ही कुडेंट गिव एनी जस्टिफाइड रीज़न फॉर दैट एंड दैट वॉज एक्चुअली क्रिटिसाइज्ड बाई मैनी स्कॉलर्स ऑल्सो. बट देन कुछ हुआ नहीं उस टाइम पे. ऑफकोर्स द एनेक्सेशन ऑफ पंजाब बाई डलहाउजी एक्चुअली डिस्क्राइब्ड एज अवॉइडेबल बाई द हिस्टोरियंस, कि इसको अवॉइड किया जा सकता था. अब ये जो ट्रीटी हुआ, ठीक है, ये जो भैरोवल का ट्रीटी जो साइन हुआ था, अब यहाँ पर हमने क्या देखा कि हु बिकेम द वर्चुअल रूलर ऑफ पंजाब. ठीक है, द ब्रिटिश रेसिडेंट, ही बिकेम द वर्चुअल रूलर. सो इट वॉज हिज रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी कि इफ़ कोई रिबेलियन अगर लोग कर भी रहे हैं तो आपको क्रश करना है. इट शुड हैव बीन हिज रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. सो एक्चुअली हु वॉज द वर्चुअल रूलर? दिस ब्रिटिश रेसिडेंट. And Maharaja ka there was no role, but Maharaja should not have been held responsible for the rebellion, but he was actually made responsible, and it is seen to be very unjust कि आपने महाराजा को डिप्राइव कर दिया फ्रॉम हिज किंगडम ऑन दिस प्रीटेक्स्ट कि आप रेबेलियन को रोक नहीं पाए थे. बट इन रियलिटी हु शुड हैव बीन हैविंग दिस रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी टू क्रश द रेबेलियन? The virtual ruler, who was a British resident, there was no role of Maharaja, but he was paid for that, negatively of course. The six fought, positive में क्या इनको फ़ायदा मिला, that the six fought loyally on the side of British because they were under them in 1857 revolt and also in further wars till 1947. So this is where we end our discussion on the Anglo-Sikh wars also. Now the last set that you have to cover here is your annexation of Awadh. ठीक है, इसको जल्दी से quickly finish करेंगे. If you remember about the story of Awadh, that how they have come into close contact with the British. So that happened in the year 1764. You know about the Battle of Buxar. So here what happened, the East India Company defeated the combined army, if you remember the story. Combined army of whom? Mir Qasim, Sujauddaulah, who was the Nawab of Awadh, and Shah Alam too, who was the fugitive Mughal emperor जो भाग गया था. तो इन तीनों की जो आपकी ग्रुपिंग थी, ठीक है, they were defeated by the British. Now Awadh उसी समय से had come into the contact of British of course, and Awadh was anyways now just laying at the mercy of the British. अवध के पास अपना कुछ नहीं बचा था. But Robert Clive had decided कि okay, we will not annex it now. ये वैसे ही हमारे सर्वाइव करने के लिए हम पर डिपेंडेंट है, बट ओके लेट्स नॉट अनेक्स इट नाउ. बट लेटर वॉट हैपेंड, अवध वॉज क्रिएटेड एज अ बफर स्टेट, अगेन जिसको कि आप अपने फ़ायदे के लिए यूज़ कर सकते हो, between the territories of the East India Company and the Western India, because they were under subsidiary alliance. Because they were, this region was very important for them, and still it was kind of under subsidiary alliance. Despite of that, the Nawab of Awadh used to assert his independence at several points of time. He would not listen to the British every time. For example, he had tried to raise the army on European lines. He had retained the French officers in the region. He had annexed the regions of Rohilkhand and Etawah, जो कि British चाहती थी हमारे अंडर में हो. So British was anyways very much annoyed with the Nawab. Further, what happened after the death of the Nawab Sujauddaulah, the position of Awadh weakened. That happens in the case of most of the places. So his son Asaf ud Daula, he could have gained the control over that region, but he couldn't because Mughal provinces में there was this problem happening, because ये वहीं से निकला हुआ province था ना. So there was this problem happening that you cannot have the provincial autonomy. ठीक है, मतलब आप बना लो अपना provinces, आपने carve out कर लिया, सब कुछ ठीक है, लेकिन overall आपकी supremacy किसकी रहेगी? मुगल्स की रहेगी. So Asaf ud Daula was facing many problems from the other contenders also, and he also then turned towards British कि let's have a compromise. ठीक है, कुछ कर दो मेरे लिए, help me in some way. So the British East India Company again got an opportunity to intervene in the internal matters. So the East India Company said that okay, we will secure your Nawabi, मतलब you will be the Nawab and you will have those powers, but the opportunity to consolidate the position in Awadh. ठीक है, कि अवध में अब पावर किसके हाथ में आ गया? ब्रिटिश के हाथ में. दे अंडरस्टूड कि डिस्पाइट ऑफ सिक्योरिंग नवाबी फॉर दिस असफ उद दौला, मेन पावर अब किसके हाथ में? ब्रिटिश के हाथ में. देन फर्दर व्हाट हैपेंड 1801 में. दिस इज़ अ मेजर टाइम बिकॉज दिस फॉर्म्ड द बैकग्राउंड ऑफ द सब्सिडियरी अलायंस दैट वाज साइंड विद अवध लेटर. So Governor General Lord Wellesley forced the Nawab Saadat Ali Khan to sign a treaty, and it was talking about ceding half of the territories, मतलब half of the territories को दे दो. Then they talked about working on advice of council of officers of the company. अब प्रॉब्लम ये था कि जब वैसे भी वो सब उन्हीं के बिहाफ पर बात कर रहे थे, काम कर रहे थे, तो नवाब जस्ट गॉट डिपेंडेंट ऑन द कंपनी इन एवरी फॉर्म. ठीक है, इंटरनल चाहिए हेल्प, एक्सटर्नल डिफेंस चाहिए, बिकॉज there was no independence left with the Nawab. So if there would be no independence left with the Nawab and he was just dependent on the company, he would be not concerned with the welfare of people. He was just not concerned. So there was no concern shown for the people's welfare, and that resulted in misrule in Awadh by the British authorities. बहुत बुरे तरीके से misgovernance हो रहा था अवध में. Further in the times to come, what happened 1848 में, when Lord Dalhousie was the Governor General, he sent Colonel Sleeman as the resident to Lucknow. अब this person wrote about the prevailing misgovernance in Awadh. He used to write about the prevailing situation and he said कि भाई यहाँ तो misrule या misgovernance हो रहा है. Then next person who replaced this one as the resident was Outram. ठीक है, दिल्ली में Outram Lanes भी है, आपने सुना होगा. So he replaced Sleeman in 1854 as the British resident and even he gave similar kind of a report only कि क्या हो रहा है यहाँ पर, प्रॉब्लम जो हो रहा है मिसगवर्नेंस है, मिसरूल का हो रहा है. सो 1856 में अगेन डलहौजी नाउ फाइनली यहीं से डलहौजी वॉज गेटिंग दैट अपॉर्चुनिटी, बट 1856 ही फाइनली अनेक्स्ड अवध एंड द रीज़न और द प्रीटेक्स्ट दैट वॉज गिवन वॉज that there is maladministration, this misgovernance or misrule happening in Awadh based on the report of Outram. What further happened because of this annexation? The Nawab Wajid Ali Shah was kept under house arrest in Calcutta. Now because of the behavior that was being shown by the British to the Awadh people, they have been like so patient with them and यहीं से 1764 से अवध was at the mercy of the British. और इतने टाइम के बाद, ठीक है, more than 100 years and they were being treated like this. So that hurt the self respect of अवध people. उनका नवाब के साथ ऐसा ट्रीट किया जा रहा था, नवाब अवध के लोगों के साथ इतना ख़राब ट्रीट किया जा रहा था, मिस गवर्नेंस बोल दिया जा रहा था. So that hurt the self respect of the people, especially the sepoys of the British army, because most of जो सिपाही हैं वो कहाँ से आते थे, अवध रीजन से ही आते थे. ठीक है, देन अब क्या होने लगा, बिकॉज अवध का कोर्ट जो है, अब जब नवाब ही नहीं है, नवाब को तो हाउस अरेस्ट में रख दिया गया. सो इफ़ नवाब वुड नॉट बी देयर, द कोर्ट ऑफ द नवाब वुड ऑल्सो नॉट बी देयर. अब कोर्ट ऑफ एनी काइंड ऑफ नवाब और राजा और द एम्परर यूज टू हेल्प मेनी अदर पीपल लाइक some artists, some artisans, some courtiers, because let's say they used to write something, they used to paint something, or books, poems, कुछ भी ऐसा, sculptures हो गए, कुछ भी, something like that, any artistic work. So they were actually helped financially by the emperor. So ऐसे बहुत सारे लोगों को अब अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट मिल गया बिकॉज कोर्ट ही नहीं एग्जिस्ट कर रहा था, तो ये प्रॉब्लम हुई. ठीक है, देन द काइंड ऑफ लैंड रेवेन्यू सेटलमेंट दैट वाज इम्पोज्ड इन अवध वाज आल्सो गेटिंग प्रॉब्लमेटिक, तो उस पर तो हम बाद में बात करेंगे. And you see the year, when has it happened? 1856. So that became a very major reason that why we had the immediate gussa and all of that people participated in the revolt. I'm not telling the immediate cause of the revolt, no, it was something else that we will see in this topic. But एक immediate context यहाँ से मिल रहा था that the people of Awadh, almost 3/4 of the adult population of Awadh participated in the revolt of 1857 because they were just not happy with the way they were being treated by the British East India Company. So with this we end our discussion on the expansion and consolidation. Now if you just roughly understand, अगर आप इंडिया को समझ रहे हो तो आपको इतना समझ में आ जाएगा कि ईस्टर्न साइड वाज अंडर देयर कंट्रोल. ठीक है, मैसूर किया, मराठास किया, इधर 6 पंजाब सब कर लिया. अभी ऑलमोस्ट ये पूरा रीजन वाज अंडर हुज कंट्रोल, ब्रिटिश कंट्रोल. एंड देन नियर बाई रीजन्स तो इन्होंने कंट्रोल कर ही लिए थे. ठीक है, नाउ वी विल हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड अबाउट द different policies and the different methods that the British had used at several point of time to do what they did. So that we'll do in the coming classes. So thank you so much guys. See you in the next video. Take care till then. Bye bye.